And we're off. Nice blue versus pink going here. Starting with the medallion this time. Two big chests and Mitos. Bow. And a scale. And an ice trap in the Kiri sword chest. Nice overhead view from Dotzo. Both runners opting to collect rupees in their forest route. Looks like we might be seeing Deku early. Interesting, so Dotzo buys a stick and leaves, Emily buys a shield and leaves. Surprising amount of divergence already. At least in terms of their forest route. Emily going to market, Dotzo checking South Hyrule Field. It's a small chest. Oh, with a stick upgrade. It's not too bad. Emily using pot strats on this Skulltula, since she doesn't have sticks yet. Dotzo heading to Gerudo Valley, do these checks, and get a Gossip Stone too. Ooh, Emily missing that rupee. Gonna just lose the game. She doesn't have rupees to try again. In that situation, you usually want to try and get at least 8 of them, I believe, will let you try again for free. So she's gonna have to go farm rupees or just swear off that check. Looks like she's just gonna go farm rupees again. We have the Hero Fire Temple. Looks like we're gonna be seeing these gossip stones at the back of the lake as well. Goron City Baron. It's kind of an interesting one. Usually you want to go up through Goron City anyway, regardless of the checks, because access to Crater is important for the Bolero song, and especially for Fire Temple, as that's Way of the Hero. But being able to write off Child Goron City can be a nice thing to kind of not have to worry about, because getting all the items needed to full clear Child Goron City can be a bit of a pain, especially because a lot of runners like to route in Child Goron City fairly early on. Emily's still struggling with this slingshot minigame. Luckily, she has enough rupees to eat a few losses here. I like Dotzo's opening route here. He gets the 30 rupees in Kikiri Forest, and that's enough to buy 1 stick and be able to afford fishing. Emily waiting for night here. Richard, and I believe that's the only checks in Child Market. "50 Skulls Dead", Baron Water Temple, and Baron Goron City, with Fire Temple Way of the Hero. Not really sure what Emily's doing here. Resetting Richard, maybe? Dotzo farming rupees, but looks like, yeah, If you throw the pot past the loading zone, you won't be able to get the blue rupee. You need 20 for the diving minigame. It's actually a fairly interesting route that Dotzo took here. Only possible because of the scale and the forest. I'm curious how well time of day will line up for the castle for him. Should be getting pretty close to night, I would think. So he's gonna have to find a way to kill some time when he goes adult. I think it's a little... I think that would be a little too late if he, like, went down Zora's River to Kakariko. A little too late for Dampe check. Emily back in the forest, heading to Deku. Don't know if it's a stone or medallion yet. I don't believe she checked the pedestal when she was in the Temple of Time area. Dotzo doing the flame storage to get these Zora's domain checks done a little faster. We got a big chest. It's gonna be hook shot. And a purple rupee. It's very nice to pick up some rupees in Deku because a slingshot over on Dotso's side. Yeah, it's nice to be able to pick up some rupees in Deku because of Lost Woods with the business scrubs is a pretty big money sink. So, like when you usually buy a shield and stick and whatnot, that leaves you pretty low on rupees for the Lost Woods checks you want to do afterwards. Dotzo getting a Way of the Hero Deku. Not a very helpful Way of the Hero, which is unfortunate, especially in Glitch Randomizer, where the more direction you have, the better. It's essentially a dead hint, which is the last thing you want your Way of the Hero hints to be. Got another big chest in Deku. And Dins. Unfortunately, you don't get the sweet combo of having Dins plus magic in Deku, but that's still a useful pickup, not so much for entering Shadow Temple, but because it enables a quip swap. So if Emily finds a hammer, then she could start doing bomb-locked checks as child. Oh, Emily picked up a bomb bag somewhere. I must have missed that. Gold scale already. Oh, that's right. The dungeon sculptulas are randomized. Yeah, so that yeah, taking that into account, you're definitely gonna wanna hit up the Scarecrow before Fire Temple, given how many checks are locked behind that. No west from Dotzo. Looks like he's going to Kakariko. Emily getting the ISG 1 cycle on Goma. With the weird egg. It's gonna enable picking up some songs. Or at least giving her the option to pick up some songs before she goes adult. And I missed what medallion that was. Can anyone in the chat confirm? Getting those bombs much earlier than Dotzo will is a pretty significant advantage when they're both just kind of clearing out overworld checks here. The movement options that bombs provide in glitched randomizer could be a big advantage if you're comfortable with your super slides and hesses. Nut capacity on 30. Believe the only one we haven't seen now is 40 skulls. Dotzo doing bottom of the well. Fortunately, he doesn't have either explosives or ZL, so he's not gonna be able to quite full clear, but I believe you can get everything except for 4 items in here. Oh, this is an interesting strategy. Looks like he sussed out that that chest was a small chest, by the looks of it. A small key under the water. Which is kind of a problem because you do want small keys in with the randomized sculptulas. Another key. Is he gonna go for it? And a Deku shield. So yeah, Emily's gonna be able to clear out this whole castle area except the fairy fountain in one shot, plus all these checks on the Gossip Stones. We have Song of Storms on the Ocarina of Time. That and Nocturne are like the two... That, Nocturne, and ZL are like the three songs that most lend to all dungeons. Fire arrows from Dotzo. Both fire sources available pretty early on here. Is that the 40 skull hint? Okay, so 30, 40, 50 are dead. Dotzo nearly done with bottom of the well here. Safe scumming his keys. Which is something under typical race settings you don't need to do in bottom of the well, but when the Skulltula items are randomized, those middle locked rooms can potentially have items. So Emily gonna get the ZL song. Be interesting to see if she decides to stay child, collect more songs, or go adult from here. I think with Weird Egg that early, I think you just keep going songs. She's choosing to go adult, which is also fair. You have bombs and hookshot. That lets you do DC and check Crater, Bolero song. I don't believe she saw the hint for Fire Temple Way of the Hero, but can explore a lot of Fire Temple just with those. Is Dotzo doing actor glitch? I think he's trying to get to Dead Hand. He doesn't have a shield, so the dead hand fight is going to be pretty stupid. For those of you who are newer to glitched Ocarina of Time, that was the way you used to get bomb chews early for a very long time until the Ocarina dive was found. You do the actor glitch to unload the water. That would let you get to Dead Hand without ZL. And then you have to reload the room for a skull so that the Skulltula's back, and then clip out of bounds using the Skulltula to get into the bomb chew chest. Another slingshot upgrade. Ooh, magic on bomb chew bowling. Dotzo finally leaving bottom of the well. I usually like bottom of the well early, but it did take him quite a while here to crank through all these checks. And Serenade. Okay, so it looks like Deku was Forest Medallion. So Dotzo heading to Child Goron City? Actually, I don't think he saw the Baron hint. Meanwhile, Emily's doing adult Kakariko. Or not. It's going right up Death Mountain Trail. Heading straight to DC. I'm assuming this is a medallion dungeon. I missed her checking the pedestal. Even if it's not DC, always a good place to take care of early on. Validation rupee. Big Goron dead. Bomb chews in the crate. Dotzo doesn't have explosives yet, so he might be wanting that. Though I don't think he has a method to get up there as child. Ooh, a big chest. What's it gonna be? Boomerang. Oh, now he can get these bomb chews. Wow, that worked out really well for him. This actually gives him the ability to do Jabu. Because you can do the ledge clip, or what is it? It's not a ledge clip, it's ledge storage method to bypass Rudo's letter. We don't know if Jabu's a stoner medallion yet, or at least I don't. I don't believe there's been anything valuable in DC yet. We got a big chest. With strength. It's 10 skulls for Dotzo. You get to check the first sculptural reward now. And Mirror Shield in DC. The seed actually looking pretty front-loaded so far. We have 2 of the 3 needle in the haystack go mode items, Boomerang and Mirror Shield. Only hammer unaccounted for. depending on what our required dungeons are, this could be a very short seed. Dotzo finally heading to Deku. Emily gonna check this bomb chew. Looks like, is that a key? No, it can't be a key. Probably a rupee or something. There's still that Way of the Hero fire hint that Dotzo knows, but Emily doesn't. But Emily knows Baron Goron City, whereas Dotzo doesn't. Yet, at least. Dotzo gonna be picking up, believe, his hook shot. Emily finishing up DC. Oh, so this is Bomb Bag and Din's Fire here. Oh, Dotzo has the ability to get this Skulltula back here, if it's an item. Not something you usually see on people's first trip to Deku. Light Medallion in DC. Seems like Emily should get her boomerang here pretty soon. And given both players have Din's Fire, they'll be able to equip swap it, use it as adult. Which, if Jabu is required, that opens up adult Jabu as an option. Provided they know hover bootsless methods to get in. Dotzo getting his weird egg. Looks like Emily's heading to forest here. Has everything for a full clear, even glitchless. Be interesting to see how much of forest she opts to do. I think doing in glitched randomizer, doing the courtyard area is a safe bet. Because people really don't like doing all of forest. It's very slow. It dries up near the end, which kind of makes it less appealing in terms of checks. A nice Hess from Dotzo. Got a little stuck on the random wall in the middle of Hyrule Field. Ooh, hover boots. Wow. Okay. Could potentially be looking at a very short seed here. In which case, that favors Emily a lot, because Dotzo's kinda spent a lot of time being thorough in Child, and it hasn't really paid off for him that much. Whereas Emily's just kind of been rushing dungeons, and is actually almost done. Fire's not required, then we're actually in go mode except for light arrows. Wow, Iron Boots 2. Won't even have to do dumb strats in water.
Hey JFM, I'm finally here.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm pretty good, hope I didn't miss much.
Kind of missed a lot, actually. We're actually very close to go mode here.
What are we looking for?
I'm not even sure, actually.
Have we not checked the pedestal yet?
I believe Emily checked it, but I missed it. Because I'm doing tracking, too. But assuming Fire Temple is a stone, Emily's actually in go mode. Except for light arrows.
Has Dotzo been adult yet?
He has not. He's been doing a lot of child checks.
Okay, hopefully we'll get a pedestal check from him soon then.
Yeah, it's what I've been holding out for. We know Fire Temple's Way of the Hero for what it's worth. So it could be Vanilla Hammer. Yeah, we had Mirror Shield Strength in DC. Hook Shot, Bomb Bag in Din's Fire in Deku. Hover Boots and Iron Boots were in Lost Woods. It's all just like everything's just been in between dungeons. It's pretty much exactly how you want glitched randomizer to go.
Yeah, it sounds like it was loaded early. Dotso's got magic on his bomb shoe bowling here. He's gonna need that.
Yeah, it's good that he's picking this up. 'Cause it's a fairly easy one to miss if your route just doesn't quite line up right.
I assume that's where Emily got hers as well.
Yep.
Okay.
If fire is a stone, and the stone dungeons are not required, the hammer won't be Way of the Hero. But we're not quite sure of that yet. Song of Storms is on the Ocarina of Time, which if it's... What was in bottom of the well? Dotzo did it. There was fire arrows, and was slingshot in there? There was a slingshot on a diving minigame. So I don't think bottom of the well would be Way of the Hero in this case. It could be one of the other Song of Storms grottos, though. Given Emily's doing hammer check or checks in forest, she's presumably looking for hammer. So I'm gonna guess that Fire Temple is required.
That's a pretty safe assumption, I would think.
Nice seam walk from Dotzo. It'll be interesting to see if he just picks up the ZL song and goes adult, or if he decides to collect the other two. Because that could... he's actually kind of behind at this point, despite probably having more checks under his belt overall. Because this seed so far has just been really rewarding, rushing dungeons.
Yeah, and if he hasn't been adult yet, he hasn't been able to do a lot of dungeon progression.
Yep. Caught by guards.
Yeah. It was early, so not too much of a time loss.
One advantage Dotzo may have here for getting back into this is the Fire Temple Way of the Hero hint. Fire is a medallion, and he explores the deeper part of fire. Going off that hint, then it's possible that if it's Hammer in Fire Temple, that Emily might not go look there for quite some time. That hint was one of the ones in the back part of Lake Hylia, so it's one that a lot of people will miss.
Yeah, some people route those into their early routes depending on whether they go Lake Hylia early or not.
Yep.
I assume he did.
Yeah, he did the South Hartlefield Grotto into Gerudo Valley opener.
It's pretty common these days.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in the hints always on era.
Yep.
Emily kind of struggling with this mega jump. Looks like this is the right frame. Yep. I find that just using the audio cue of the bomb explosion will give you a one pause fairly consistently.
It's like Dotzo's waiting for night.
Sick gamers.
Yes.
Presumably Richard. Probably
he hasn't checked that yet?
Yeah, he probably just wants to do that before going adult here.
Yeah, I'd assume he'd done it an hour into Child 1.
Probably... I think he's gonna do Czar clip to get a shield. Because... I don't think he has a Hylian shield yet. Which, very helpful to have that.
For nothing else than crouch stabbing.
Yeah.
If you ever tried to fight a Stalfos without a shield, you learn that lesson pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah, Forest with no shield is not fun.
Looks like you're right about the clip. Let's see if we can catch these medallions.
Yeah.
Was that a sword on Bigoron? Is that vanilla?
Bigoron's a Sculptula.
Okay.
Yeah. A Baron, Goron City, Baron Water Temple hints.
Those aren't bad hints.
Yeah, Goron City especially. Nice to be able to ignore. Water, fire, job. Okay, so we actually are really close to go mode here. Dotzo picking up Serenade. So yeah. So it's DC,
Deku. Spirit is fire. Forest is shadow.
And then spirit is... That has to be water. Is that your keys?
What was that?
I think there's some count sounds like a keychain jingling.
Oh, I don't hear it. Oh, it might be my dog jumping around.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I just got home, so he's a little excited.
Yep. So yeah, I think in Emily's situation, knowing that she's essentially in go mode, she should probably have just gone straight to Phantom Ganon here.
Yeah, I agree. Now that we know that fire's a stone, pretty much a dungeon rush.
Yep. Yeah, and with hover boots, you could just go to Shadow, do boot skip, and then just rush Spirit, then go get your light arrow hint. This could be like sub 2.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Squiddy.
Oh.
So I put it in my calendar as 6 p.m. when it's 6 p.m. Eastern.
Happens to the best of us.
It's alright, we've been holding it down.
Alright.
Oh, archery. Showing off the old hundo clip. Yeah, Emily, full clearing forest here. I don't know if she saw a Way of the Hero hint for it or something, but something people typically avoid in glitched randomizer.
Yeah, I think this is the first full clear I've seen, like at least on a first visit in this tournament.
Yeah. That fire Way of the Hero hint could possibly be for light arrows. Yeah, Emily's still up DC on Dotzo, and she'll probably be finished with Forest before Dotzo finishes DC, so she'll still be ahead by quite a bit, but he's definitely catching up. Water Temple is Kikiri Emerald, so as far as we know, we will not be needing long shot.
Yeah,
And even if we did, we can glitch through the long shot requirements.
do we have any idea of what's on Ocarina of Time?
It is Song of Storms.
Okay.
So the potential for all dungeons is still here. We could have light arrows in one of the grottos.
Frogs one as well.
Yeah, Frogs one, as well as that also. Well,
Frogs 2 is dead, but yeah, the 2 grottos and the first frog song.
Yeah, they'll be able to dive into the well if that's where progression is.
Yep. Which Dotzo already
means we won't
did.
be. Oh, do we see any pennies?
I believe all that was in well was fire arrows.
Yeah, with Song of Storms being on Ocarina of Time, there's not a very likely chance that anything was going to be down in the well.
Yep. Emily just about wrapping up the forest here. Gonna do the boss key skip instead of finishing the puzzle in that room. Dotzo doing Dampe races, which I don't think we've seen yet. When Emily went adult, she rushed DC and kind of ignored Kakariko checks. I don't think she even has the boomerang yet.
Stigma, no, she didn't get the boss key, because there's a pretty easy boss key skip that you can do for Forest. If you go like right across the entry door of the main room, you can get on the other side of the little the guardrails, and if you can just do a ledge clip and get straight down to the boss door with very little effort.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest differences between normal randomizer and glitched is Forest Temple. It's the boss key skips methods being easy and convenient just completely changes the dynamic with the temple. Goes from being one where if it's a required dungeon, it's a pretty safe bet for checks because it's kind of a sunk time loss for everyone. Whereas in this, you have to make a choice whether you want to full clear it or just rush the boss.
Yeah, we've seen runs make or break, deciding on the fact on whether or not they want to full clear Forest or just do boss key skip. Because once the I could just skip. I do have everything to complete Forest. I have Watch Country, but it's just so easy to go and just beat Phantom Ganon and forget about all those checks.
Yep. Emily opted to get all those checks, and it didn't really pay off.
And just leaving 2 checks in the basement behind.
Yep. Alright, so this should be her Shadow Medallion?
I think it's fire. No, Shadow.
So she's still up a number of dungeons on Dotzo, but depending on how much of Forest Dotzo decides to clear, the lead.
So was that up just gotten from Dotzo doing bottom of the well? or did he take time doing something else?
He just did a lot of child checks before heading to Deku.
He was child for about an hour.
Oh wow! Alright.
Yeah, Emily ended up going market and Deku, and that's pretty much all she did as child.
Where was the mirror shield at?
Mirror shield is in DC. It's in the vanilla bomb bag chest.
Okay, so Dotzo will be picking that up shortly.
Yep. And presumably he'll be finding both his boots on the way to Forest when he inevitably heads there. So like at that point he'll pretty much be caught up to Emily in terms of items.
Oh, but in terms of checks covered though.
Yeah, Dotzo still has the advantage in checks covered because of all those ones he did as child, even though they didn't really pay off. If Emily heads back child, that could be more time loss for her if she spends a lot of time doing those. But if she stays adult and keeps doing dungeons, then she should the end should be in sight.
Yeah. You know, I believe it was you were saying, you know, on one of your races, you know, we knew we should probably go to, you know, something. I think the example then was Shadow Temple, but I just kept having items that kept putting more dungeons in completion, and then next thing I knew, I was in go mode. You know, that could be theoretically, that could be something we see here with Emily.
Yep. Yeah, the only thing I'd really call a mistake that she's made so far, or at least probably saying mistake probably isn't really fair, just like the way the seed played out and what it rewarded. The only real thing that hasn't worked out is how much of fours she decided to do. Everything else, just rushing dungeons, going adult immediately, it's all worked out quite well for her.
Emily's one thing that she does need is Nocturne, which might save her a little bit of time, depending on how well she can do Shadow early. But other than that, she has all of the mandatory items to beat her seed, depending on where light arrows are. We can always get the game.
I believe she has a background in bingo, so I'm sure she is familiar with the Shadow early stuff. I guess one thing to consider here is boat skip. The boat skip setup is different if the chest, the vanilla hover boots chest, is big or small. If you're not familiar with the setup for the small chest, you might get stuck doing either the old boat skip method, or you might have to do all of Shadow, in which case ZL will be needed.
Yeah, that's kind of... we saw that a couple seats back of just kind of realizing, wait, hold on, I can't do this trick. That chest is not big.
Yep.
And then being like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I'm not a fan of the chest size matches contents, but there is a way to do boat skip without the without even hover boots. But it's hard, and whether people actually want to like put the time into learning a trick like that for this. It's
So
hard to say.
why exactly did Emily make the decision to go to fire temples? Is that something hint based or?
There was a Way of the Hero hint for Fire Temple, but I don't believe she saw it, is the thing. It's possible that there was another one somewhere. Could also be just a thing where I'm in this area and I just want to check a couple things.
Fair enough.
Since you don't have Bolero yet, who knows when it'd be convenient to come back here.
Wow, that's a pretty deep weird shot there.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you buff the frame.
Now, yeah, only way out of here is a save warp or a warp song. So I would think she's headed to Spirit now. She did see Way of the Fire Hero. So, Way of the Fire Hero.
This kind of sounds badass, actually.
Yep. So yeah, but in terms of what could be there, could be light arrows, could be what else could it be? Silver gauntlets.
Or
Or
the
if
only thing. Yeah.
yeah, if child dungeons are required, it could be like long shot or something.
Yeah. It's either light arrows, upgrades. Maybe it could hint to. It could hint to something like Zor Tunic, if water actually ends up being, but it's more likely to be long shot in that case.
Yep. Oh, speaking of.
Speak of the devil.
Well, it's not long shot. The bow method for Link the Goron is probably one of the best. I guess it's not really a trick, but one of the best time savers I've learned when I started doing rando. I never knew that before. And so I'd spend hours, not really hours, but I'd spend a pretty long time trying to explode Link the Goron, and that bow method saves me so long.
It's definitely the most convenient method. Quiver upgrade.
Have we seen all the Skulltule hints?
We have. They're all dead. We don't know what exactly is on 20 skulls yet, but I think 30's a nut upgrade, so it's not completely useless, but no one's gonna... Whoa! You see the way Dotzo pulled that statue?
Wow, that's pretty cool. Dotzo picking up his Starry song.
Yep.
Wonder if that means we'll see light arrows on behind Saria's song again. That was rather interesting last season.
Well, it can't be on Darunia because Baron Goron City, but could be on Skull Kid.
Yeah.
Could even be required in logic for Forest Temple access.
That is true. Looks
Yeah,
like
so
Dotzo's gonna take that hint.
Yep. But he's ignoring the checks in Forest, which is not
Holds his
good
boots,
for him.
right?
Yeah, both the boots were. I think the iron boots are in the Wolfos Grotto, and I think the hover boots are in the grotto outside Goron City.
Oh yeah.
So this could actually be a problem for him. Not that either of those necessarily make it impossible for him to finish, but they definitely help a lot.
It's just the checks you kind of always get on your way to Sacred Forest Meadow the first time.
Yep.
Yeah, especially since he has more than enough items to get those required, or I guess we know that they're required checks.
Yeah, it makes me think he's in like super rush dungeons mode, which is potentially what's gonna win him this race. I wouldn't be surprised if he just enters Forest here and BK skips immediately. So there's the other Fire Temple, Way of the Hero hint. Emily doing gate skip.
There she goes.
Yeah, that 20 skull hint confirms that all the Skulltulas are dead. So...
Yeah, Pastor, we were talking about a little bit about that earlier with Forest Temple Bosky skip being something that every one of these runners know. Is it worth it to go and find those checks, and maybe something might be here that we need? Say, Fire Temple's Way of the Hero. Do I need Hammer? Or do you just do the Bosky skip? Because, well, I can. I have more than enough items to beat Phantom Ganon, and we don't absolutely know its Way of the Hero.
And it looks like Dotzo's just rushing the boss, so that's gonna save him 10 to 12 minutes over Emily here. She'd decide to full clear Forest and got no reward from it.
We could see him. It's not uncommon for runners to beat the boss of a dungeon and then go and clear the rest of the checks.
It's definitely true.
Could see that, but
I wonder if he's gonna do the cutscene skip so that he ends up back at the start of the dungeon rather than in front of the Deku Tree. I kinda doubt it, but... Oh, is that a void out from Emily?
I wasn't paying attention.
Well, it looks like she's made it to Colossus on whatever try this is.
Just like that, we're even on Medallion.
Oh, that's right, Forest Temple. Forest Temple Wrong Warp is banned. Not allowed in MST. I mean, no, I am Wrong Warp. Oh, we got Minuet. Is that on the tracker?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
r/mildly infuriating that the song names correspond to what temple they warp you to.
Yeah. Dotzo's going back child.
Looks like Emily's gonna clip into child side. Both very interesting decisions. Normally, the kind of meta for Spirit Temple is do as much adult checks until you absolutely have to go child. But Emily seems to be opting for, if there's something here, it's just...
Wonder if she's gonna do the weird shot to get past the crawl space. She has a long shot, so she can do it. But yeah, I'm not sure why Dotzo's going back child. He has 2 medallion dungeons. He can beat the rest of the medallion dungeons right now.
He's theoretically in no mode.
Oh, he's probably fishing for Requiem. He's gonna head to the ranch and probably check Saria's too.
Did he just bomb boost to get ZL check?
No, he's got the letter.
Oh, he does have luck.
Yeah, the weird egg was on Roma Heart Container, so the Zelda songs have been available pretty early on. But yeah, actually, songs here could be an okay idea. If you don't know how to do the boat skip method, you might want ZL for Shadow.
Yeah, that is
Requiem.
true.
Requiem's also good. Although Dotzo definitely knows even the old boat skip method. But he doesn't have hover boots, even though he passed right over them. So yeah, he probably couldn't do the boat skip, given his current equipment. Although Emily could.
Emily,
That's fairly helpful song.
we'll save him from having to do Shadow early.
Yep. Yeah, when you join a race and you get linked to the web patcher, you can apply your own custom cosmetics.
Yeah, you can also randomize stuff like sound effects, so when Navi tries to get your attention, it could be, a Mweep or low sound or low HP.
Yep.
I think the worst low health sound I've heard is the Great Fairy Laugh. Hearing that once every half second will drive you insane very quickly.
I like the switch sound. Like a block pushing.
That one's... I've had that one before. I've also had a Zelda gasp. It's kind of weird.
Oh, okay, he is gonna get his hover boots now. I believe this is where they were.
Sure enough.
Yeah, gold sculpture not many people know is behind here.
Oh,
It's
there's
from
this.
Silver.
So those are in logic gold gauntlets, since this area's silver's locked.
That most likely means that I'm gonna guess something might be in Ganon's castle fairy, or possibly it could just be that the logical entry to Light for Ganon's boss key.
Yeah, that's true. They'll need to be getting the Ganon boss key too. So, things like long shot fire arrows can actually matter for getting chests and trials. Bomb bag refill. And Bolero. So I'd say Dotzo's strategy of going back for songs, I think is a respectable strategy, even though it didn't quite pay off. He got Nocturne, which helps, but far from necessary. And Requiem and ZL are still kind of up in the air. But with hover boots, this enables Dotzo to do the old boat skip method, even if the chest isn't the right size for the current one.
It'd be interesting to see if Emily knows that one.
Yep. Dotzo's the only person who likes chest size matches contents. It was all his idea.
Speak for yourself, hater.
I am a hater. I've always been a hater. Quite surprised if it wasn't Dotzo's idea, because he's been pushing that setting on everyone since it came out, even back before it was even like quite implemented, right?
Yeah, I remember when it was either big chest or small chest. There wasn't any of the fancy boss key.
Yeah, and there was grottos that were like the grotto chests couldn't have their
yeah. Development-wise, grottos are really, really weird for Randomizer because they all use the same scene, but a different chest is loaded in.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really a huge deal. Like there's a couple of tricks that makes kind of annoying, but it does make seeds overall faster when you can just run past chests. So, and there's definitely reasons for it.
If I wasn't commentating this right, I'd be putting question marks in Dotzo's chat right now.
Regardless, I wouldn't be surprised if Dotzo knew like a setup for a small chest boat skip. There's a claim check if he wants to get another token.
Emily, not quite getting that that front right leg.
Finally found it.
It's gonna save him a good amount of time here. Wonder if he's gonna Spirit Hover. I think it's a good idea in this situation. You're essentially in go mode.
Who was it? Wasn't it like Dotzo that was saying, he was calling out commentary on our last stream. He was like, I can't believe commentary kept calling Spirit Hover something that was even possibly viable. It's so bad, so like he just kept trying. Somebody, I think it was Dotzo.
Pretty sure that was a Pasher. But in this situation where you're in basic go mode, like, you just want to clear the dungeon as fast as possible. It looks like he is just gonna get the checks along the way. Or no, he's farming bombs for Spirit Hover. I think he has enough chews. I don't think he's really been using them.
No, we don't know where light arrows are yet.
Yeah.
Emily having a little trouble with statue climb. Looks like she did 2 side hops there instead of 1.
Statue climb's always been above my pay grade.
It's really not bad. Like, it's pretty weird, but it, yeah, what you want to do there, or at least the setup I use, is you get in the corner, then you backflip, jump slash, and then side hop once. Then jump slash again. This might be a different setup. She has iron boots, so she can do the mega flip method of the boss door skip. Yeah, there is a very good chance light arrows are in the fire temple here. Unless they're on, like, literal Volvagia's heart container, it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, if there's a French vanilla Megaton hammer, I'd be worried. It's like Emily's struggling just a little bit here with statue climb.
Yeah.
She just buffer past the frame.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly which frame you want for this setup. It looks like Dotzo is going to be doing checks in spirit rather than just rushing the whole thing. Doing the old 100% Sculptula method here. Well, there can't be a hammer in the Song of Storms grotto, because can't get Song of Storms without beating Fire Temple. Oh yeah, you can just weird shot out of that. I always thought you were stuck in there. Oh. Emily's in. Okay. Can she do the hookshot extension here? Not quite far enough in. Need to go a little deeper. Okay, that's good. Yep. Okay. Looks like she's doing the staircase hover ground clip rather than iron boots. Ooh, unbuffered. Nice. She doesn't have a fairy, so oh no.
There she goes.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Yeah, that one's gonna sting a little bit.
So what do you do in this situation? You have to
Cry.
You obviously, yeah, that's probably the first step. But I'd say the second step is, yeah, I guess you just have to do statue climb again. It's pretty annoying, especially because it did take her a couple of tries. So that's like the last thing you want. Like, it's one thing to have to do a trick like that again, but when it's a trick that you just spent a while trying to get. So this actually means her and Dotzo are pretty much tied up at this point.
Whoever comes out of Spirit first is going to have a pretty big advantage because they can full clear shadows as soon as they're done and rush the hand.
Yep. Well, I think this is largely going to come down to how they go about beating Shadow. Whether they boat skip or not. Is Dotzo doing a actor glitch or non-actor glitch?
Entrance point?
Yeah, entrance point glitch. Oh. Oh, is this a thing? That's interesting. Yeah, so he's gonna respawn, like, in the wall here and be able to get over here.
Respectable.
Yeah, if he found the long shot like Emily did, he could do a weird shot to the room, to that climbable wall there. But that definitely works too. We don't know if Jabu's needed yet. This definitely looks like it could have been a in logic all dungeon seed.
How so?
Like, just the way that, I don't know, you have a couple of items that are usually kind of rare, that are kind of pointing to the stone dungeons, like Boomerang and Iron Boots. So, like, there's a chance that, like, maybe the Logic Silver Gauntlets are in one of the Song of Storms checks. Yeah, the weird shot is kind of annoying because the spot you have to do it, the floor raiser kind of gets in your way. Okay, so Dotzo's officially pulled ahead here.
Yep, he's got a lead of an iron knuckle. Twin Rova could easily change that depending on how trolly she wants to be.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Alright, she made it past the knuckle this time. So yeah, this race I think is going to largely come down to how they decide to take care of Shadow. Dotzo has Nocturne, so that's a big advantage for him already.
As well as, you know, look for Light Air. Do you want to rush the hint, or do you want to take your chances that it's in the Fire Temple and possibly save? Of course, I don't think the runners know how close it is.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have Furor's Wind, so checking the Light Arrow hint is a bit of a time sink, but it's not one you're gonna, like, really kind of skirt around.
Because I mean, if you know that you are, you know, like neck and neck, ouch, but you're neck and neck, and you're Emily, I'd probably go after Shadow. I'd probably go straight to Fire Temple, considering the fact that I know that in an execution race, Dotzo will most likely outperform Emily. I mean, we just saw examples of that, just doing statue climb and flipping the child side.
Yep. Although keep in mind, Dotzo literally just did Phantom Ganon in Forest, and Emily did all of Forest. So it's not like one of them's like completely out executing the other. There's been like routing differences that have made some big differences here. Alright, it looks like can mark off Dotzo's fire medallion.
Anyone down for a VC crash?
Uh-oh. Wouldn't be the first that we've had in this qualifier season so far.
I was about to ask why he was warping to Lake Hylia, but he changed his mind.
Yep. Maybe I should warp to the last medallion dungeon.
And then probably not go to that dungeon.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Maybe a Skulls check if he didn't see that hint for 20.
Yeah. Imagine now he walks to Water Temple.
One time in Accessible, I spent like 40 minutes doing fire arrows to open Shadow. I finally got it, And it turned out Din's was on 40 skulls, and I actually had 40 skulls by the time I started trying to do that. What is he doing? He's getting the song here.
Ah.
Prelude? That's okay, I guess.
That'll be useful for, I guess, going to Ganon's castle afterward. But other than that, nothing.
Yeah, so Emily doesn't have Nocturne, so she has to walk/super slide to Kakariko. So yeah, boat skip execution gonna be a big deciding factor in who wins this race, I think.
She's also going to need to hookshot jump into the temple, so we'll see how quickly she executes that.
Yep. Oh, that's right. She never did these Kakariko checks.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet that she's fishing for ZL right now. Hey, looks like you might not have to.
Oh, should have. Nice hammer, and it's a large chest too, so he gets to do the easy boat skip method.
Oh yeah, light arrows are gonna be in Fire Temple with that. Because there's no other possible, like you have all the items necessary to beat Shadow right now.
There's still silver gauntlets that are logically required, which were in Spirit, which was silver gauntlets locked. So it could just be Fire Temple for silver gauntlets.
That is
But
true.
Yeah, wow. This worked out incredibly well for Dotzo. You should also have opponent's song marked. Where does that leave ZL to be? Ice Cavern? That setting is enabled in this, right?
Yeah, they can get in with hovers.
Yeah, so yes, this is ZL and Ice Cavern. It's like moderately annoying. Yeah, I guess Emily isn't confident in her boat skip here. Gonna probably fish for ZL some more. She hasn't checked the ranch and Saria's song locations yet, which unfortunately for her is not gonna give her ZL.
So is it on Serenade?
Yeah, it has to be. Because Storms is Song of Time.
Ouch.
So that's the last Meadow.
Yeah, that might be your, why things are pointing towards one of the child dungeons, is it might have Ruda's letter, or that also could be.
Ah, that's true. Yeah, because Rudo's letter is needed for logical adult Zora's Fountain access.
Because you can get, yeah, that probably means it wanted you to logically double dip into Shadow. If Ruda's letter is in Fire Temple and that's that way of the hero. Which would have been cruel.
Yep. So Dotzo should be finishing up here soon. Overall, I'd say that the thing that surprised me most about the way the runners played is they did more of dungeons than I expected them to, given how many items they got early on. They were essentially in go mode. Or at least Emily was in go mode very early on. Dotzo took a while to hit adult and find the rest of his go mode items.
I was
But
gonna say,
even
by the time I got here, Emily was, you know, it should have been smooth sailing from there.
yeah, Emily just spent too much time in forest, and both of them spent a lot more time in spirit than I think they should have. Especially Dotzo, given that he had Requiem. It was kind of like, even if like light arrows were in spirit or something, you can just come back. It's not really. What is he doing? Oh yeah, he just remembered he needs boss key. Checking out light trial first, which always makes sense.
Especially since logically you'd have golden gauntlets by now.
Yep. Could this be?
No.
I guess at this point, like, Wars win, Big Goron Sword, really the only things that might save time here. Unless light arrows are in somewhere crazy, like, I don't even know what it could be. Like,
Water Temple River chest.
unfreezing King Zora. Neither of them have bottles yet.
Well, you could just do the sign trick.
Oh, yep. But yeah, anything that requires a bottle could be a problem. Like,
Yeah, Dotso doesn't quite know where light arrows are, so he's gonna get some. He's still gonna get chests. Let's see. It's times like this when chest size matches content can really save some serious time. You know, Dotso opened one chest in all of Light Trial, where he probably would have spent about a minute opening chests.
yeah, that's true. It's also important to note both runners have what they need to do, like, easy strats for Shadow Trial. So they can get to, like, the Gold Gaunt's chest. Yeah, Dotso can do it with fire arrows, Emily can do it with long shot. Another big chest. More chews. So yeah, Emily...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so Emily just finished up trying to find... I'm assuming that's what she's doing, is fishing for ZL. So I'm guessing that she's going to Ice Cavern now to go get ZL. I guess she doesn't know Boat Skip. But yeah, it looks like, yeah, it's Gold Gauntlet's chest for boss key. Wait, he's doing side flip hovers? He has fire arrows.
He also has hover boots. You just normal bump you hover. At this point, this is a pretty interesting situation with Dotzo doing something he really doesn't have to do, and
Yeah.
Emily doing something she really doesn't have to do. Or I guess
Yeah.
she might have to do, but she probably shouldn't if she's enrolled in in the wrong word. Straight up.
Yeah, this is like... Yeah, at this point we're just kind of waiting, because, like, I have a... Can't see Emily coming back from this.
No, especially since that is the boss key right there.
Yeah. So... Oh!
Ouch.
Oh, that's one way Emily could come back from this. He just has... Dotzo just has to do that, like, 3 more times. Probably more. But...
Yeah, he has to fail the hover a couple times. He has to die to Ganondorf, maybe or I guess in true Dotzo fashion, he could possibly die to the 2 Iron Knuckles again.
Yeah. I mean, there's still the light arrow location still up in the air here. Like,
yeah, we're in no ways go mode quite yet.
he really doesn't realize he has fire arrows. It's crazy. Because anytime that I come through here, I'd definitely be like, okay, do I have fire arrows or long shot? Or do I have to do something stupid, like the hover boots Hesser?
And why exactly is he opting to side flip hover instead of just bomb shoe hovering? He does have hover boots after all.
I think side flip hovers do use less explosives overall.
So he's worried about explosives.
Yeah. The hover boots hovers are good for getting height, but they can be kind of annoying for just try and get distance. Alright, so now we can finally get this light arrow hint.
He figured it out.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, he equipped that there as kind of a... Yeah, I just realized I had fire arrows.
Yeah, I'm fully expecting to see Ganon say light arrows are in Fire Temple. But it's definitely still a chance they could be somewhere else.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. Most likely do fire. They got Megaton Hammer and Shadow, so...
What's funny is the hammer pickup isn't even that helpful.
No, it's just logically required for a couple checks.
Yeah. Like, you can do everything except Volvagia with glitches without hammer. Although, did Dotzo ever set Scarecrow? I don't think he did. So he might have to do the hover up to Pierre.
There's a... Yeah, because I know if you have long shot, there's kind of a glitchless angle that you can get, but...
Yeah. What's his chew count like? Because he might not really have enough chews for that hover.
Oh, if Dotzo dies to these Iron Knuckles, I'm gonna give him so much crap.
Worm weeping.
Oh, don't use your chews. He might regret using all these chews.
And he's still gonna have to...
There's 3 checks that are Scarecrow locked in fire with these settings in the randomized Skulltulas. So, like, there's a very good chance that hover's gonna be required. potentially somewhere Emily can gain a lot of time on him, even despite this detour for ZL. Which I'm kind of surprised she isn't just rushing the song here. I guess if light arrows are here, it's pretty bad if you do have to come back for them. So it's not like you have a warp song that takes you right here.
Moment of truth.
Zora's River? Wait, that's Song of Storms.
Frogs.
Oh no!
It's the frogs. Okay.
80.
Well,
And now, so now Emily might be
Hit
actually...
reset. Brand new
Well,
race.
Oh yeah, definitely, because Emily's that much closer to Zelda's Lullaby, and if she gets on her way out of here, assuming she doesn't just teleport to... Or warp. Teleport, teleport.
I had all dungeons in my head, but I was looking for Kokiri Forest for the grotto. That's just as good.
yep.
Well, that changes things.
Yep. So, there goes that lead we thought he had.
So I guess all that leaves is like Rudo's letter in Fire Temple or something. Rudo's letter or strength. But yeah, so yeah, Dotzo can yeah, he can rush Volvagia here. Can rush water, and he can rush he can do adult Jabu too. So this really shouldn't take that long, but he is gonna have to go back child anyway, so he might just want to do child Jabu. Just because once he finishes that, he'll be like right at Zora's River anyway. And Emily still has to find Boomerang. She hasn't done yet. Even though it's in a fairly like... It's like a Sphere Zero location though. People pretty much always check. It's like so Sphere Zero that it's one of those things where if you forget it, you're never gonna go look there again.
I don't think I was here when that was found. Where was it?
It's in the Hylian Shield grave in the graveyard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Dotzo was able to do a cool thing where he saw Bomb Chews in the Crate Heart piece. Then he went in the grave, got the Boomerang, and was able to get Bomb Chews.
That's pretty neat. So Dotzo's gonna go ahead and play off that Fire Temple Way of the Hero hand.
Either that, or he just doesn't know the boss key skip method from the ground floor. Or he's just hoping to find the boss key here. So he might just want to go up to like the fire maze room and boss key skip from there. Because I'm like Rudo's letter, Gold Gauntlets, neither of those help him at this point. Oh, there's the boss key. That's right. Yep, Emily picking up her ZL. She'll be able to do Shadow here. Though it'll be interesting to see if she remembers to check that grave after Shadow Temple. Because if not, then she's probably never gonna find the Boomerang. Like, that's just... It's just one of those checks where if you haven't got it at this point, like, you're gonna think that you already checked it.
Yeah, I always check that chest. Of course I checked it. You know,
Yeah,
this is kind
exactly.
of that mindset of confirmation loop.
But yeah, light arrows on frogs in the rain, pretty spectacular. I've seen light arrows on frogs too, a few times, but all dungeons for Song of Storms, so that you can get them off frogs. Like, that's a pretty good meme. Especially in Glitched, where it's like, if light arrows were just in bottom of the well, you could ignore it. Oh, what's this text box? While that's funny. Emily picking up her hammer. Yeah, so
Yeah,
seems
she
like
does not.
she. Yeah. So we'll probably just see her do. I believe has a background in No I Am Wrong Warp, at least like from a few years ago. So I think we'll probably see like the gate clip, and then take the boat. Probably like the mega side hop or super slide across the chasm. The way Shadow used to be done. But yeah, that's gotta be one of those things where you're feeling like... Because I think everyone going into this race would know that Dotzo would be capable of doing the boat skip there. So you gotta be feeling like, okay, I'm definitely losing time on my opponent here. It's not a feeling you want to be having. But it's also just super hard to be prepared for everything that... every scenario that Glitched Randomizer will throw at you. There are a lot of scenarios. Ooh, that's our first bottle. So yeah, with the gate clip there, it's not that bad. The real time sink was having to go to Ice Cavern for ZL.
So this is an interesting trick by Dotzo here. Something we don't always see in randomizer tournaments. But this is to get into Jabu as adult. So when the developers were changing Zora's fountain for the adult version of it, they didn't actually delete Jabu's hitbox. They just put it down a little bit, so it's actually in the ice, and the ice hides it. But some weird, quirky things about the trigger is that you have to be moving up towards it, so you can't just like ground clip into it. You have to get at it at a certain angle and going up. And so that's kind of what the setup that Dotzo's doing here.
Yeah, the cards have to really line up for this to be a good play. Because you need Din's Fire specifically. The way the randomizer changed menu layouts, Din's is the only item adult can equip swap over. So that's the only way you can equip Boomerang. And yeah, you also need like you don't necessarily need it, but you probably want to have like a reason to like go to Ice Cavern and the Zora's Fountain area as adult in the first place. Because especially in this situation when you have to go back to child for frogs anyway. Like, adult Jabu isn't really saving a whole lot of time here.
Yeah, if Emily moves on, it'll be definitely worth it to learn that, learn at least one of the two dungeon skips or boat skips.
Yep. Yeah, the thing is, like just doing the cage clip wasn't even that slow. Like, she still went through Shadow pretty fast.
Yeah.
You can tell that she's, like, in practice with the old Shadow routes.
But she
the
definitely
real
sunk like 6-7 minutes into going and getting ZL.
Yeah, exactly. The being able to skip ZL is the important thing here. Especially with these settings where Weird Egg shuffled, like, it can just be harder to get your hands on songs in general. So the more tricks you can learn that bypass songs, the better. One nice thing about Adult Jabu here is you don't have to do the mega flip as child, you can just hover boots over.
So Emily still has yet to go and check Light Arrow.
Yep.
So
she's not getting the boomerang either. Yeah, it's too bad. I don't know if she's one to usually just forfeit after the opponent finishes, or if she likes to play out the seed, but at this point I have a hard time thinking that she's gonna go back and pick up Boomerang after running past it so many times.
see, especially if dotzo finishes, you know, and well, I've still got, you know, the other 3 dungeons to do so that I can get my light arrows. The one thing that we just can't skip, like, but there's quite a few people who just don't ever forfeit just based on principle. We saw that the other day with, God, it was the run that me and August 40th commentated. I had to leave to go to our run.
That floor raiser kind of boosted her onto the Armos. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I know some people have like I think runner guys literally never forfeited a race.
Yeah, I know. I know, definitely know he was one of the people. Who's the other person in your group, Jay?
Cymarth?
Yeah, I think Cymarth doesn't ever forfeit on principle.
I used to be a non-forfeiter, but especially in rando, now I'm just like, I'm just like 3 hours in, I'm like, I've had enough. No end in sight.
Yeah.
I used to tough them out, but yeah, I don't know. Doing just playing rando for 4 hours can be just very tiring.
Yeah, I remember I did my first accessible race. Something really stupid was on Frogs 1. And it would have been an all dungeon seed. And at that point, I was just like, oh yeah, that's what it was. It was Mirror Shield on Frogs 1. And Fire Temple was mandatory. Or not Fire Temple, Spirit Temple was mandatory. At that point, I was just like, I'm 2.5 hours in, and I have 2 songs. Just like, no, I'm good, thanks. Like, I'll go get a girlfriend or something.
Dotzo attempting to do the pauseless hover boots recoil. Unfortunately, couldn't get it. It's one of the cool things that Rando and better OT allow. Is like OT 3D style hover boosts. And it looks like he's doing the old, and then he just realized he wasted all those chews doing Shadow Trial. I'm surprised he didn't do the... I guess he only had 2 bombs, right? Maybe that's why he didn't do the ground clip method. But yeah, now he has to do all this. Yeah, Dotzo's had a couple of moments like that in this race so far. His execution itself has been pretty good overall, though. Emily doesn't have fire arrows, but she has Dins and Longshot, which, so she's actually saving a lot of time over Dotzo and Shadow Trial here.
And a lot of bombs and bomb cheese for that matter.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like she was about to do the trial skip and then remembered that it's open trials. Yeah, I'm guessing he didn't do the ground clip last time because of only having 2 bombs. But yeah, he just kind of drained his chew usage on Shadow Trial and Iron Knuckles. So Emily, I believe, is done. Has she done the Zora River checks?
I don't know. We'll see here pretty quickly, depending on whether or not she goes straight to Zora's River.
She went into the grotto on her way to Ice Cavern.
Oh yeah, she probably... Yeah, I'd imagine she checked all of them on the way to Ice. So yeah, she will know that it's on frogs the moment she gets the hint. Checking validation chest, shield. Dotzo's through. Yeah, with the ground clip DK skip method, it's not frame perfect, the B press, I'm pretty sure, but if you are trying to buffer it, the frame you want is the big blue bomb. And you just press B on that frame and you'll clip as long as you're positioned right. So this is Dotzo's final stone. He has Prelude, so he can just play Prelude, go back Child, get the song on the Ocarina of Time, super slide to River, get his light arrows, warp back. So this can maybe be like sub 230, maybe. He's already done all of tower stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty big window for the BK skip. As the thing that'll cause you to fail at more is just position being bad, like not being right up against the door. I don't know if height actually matters that much. I would imagine it does, but
Well, I officially get to uninstall AVG. It just aborted connection to FrankerFaceZ emotes because apparently FrankerFaceZ is trying to fish me.
yeah, AVG's really gone downhill.
Like,
They used to be fine,
congratulations,
but they're like super
blocking my
intrusive
emotes
now.
just absolutely killed your program. Congratulations.
Yeah, let's see some. Curious what her first step is here. Is she gonna just rush fire and water? Or is she gonna fish for boomerang for a while? I imagine she probably goes fire and probably full clears, hoping that the way of the hero hint there is pointing to boomerang. Even though we know at this point that it has to be either letter or strength.
Yeah, I'm more than willing to bet she's going to fire. Hey, welcome, consultant. I know you.
Yeah, at this point, Dotzo's path to finishing is pretty set in stone. It's okay, consultant. We've all had our share of catastrophes on the restream. How long did I spend on crate heart piece hookshot jump against runner guy?
Way too long. Yeah, and if it makes you feel any better, consultant, I cannot do like half the tricks you did in your run. Like I know how all of them are done. I know the technicalities of it. I just don't have the finger skills to do it. So.
So yeah, maybe like a 232 for Dotzo, 233. I think it's something like 7 minutes from here to the end, if you've already cleared the tower.
Pretty respectable for all dungeons.
Oh yeah. This could have been a lot faster too. If both players were more aggressive about rushing the light arrow hint. The seed had real sub 2 potential even with the all dungeons, I think. Well, maybe not sub 2, but because yeah, the all dungeons is pretty long. But yeah, like, because Dotzo was child for a very long time here, and really didn't get a whole lot out of it.
Yeah, so like the whatever my antivirus is blocking. Pardon my dog. Anyway, it was the andknuckles.frankfurtfacez.com, which I'm not sure why or what almost tried to open that, but like I looked through the source code, there's nothing weird in it. It's just JavaScript to open audio and move the sprites. Weird. Thanks, AVG. Alright.
I think there's a vanilla bingo tournament, key bingo tournament in the works. So I might get on that when that becomes a thing.
That's gonna be my guess for time. I'm just gonna predict Dotzo's time because I'm a memer.
Yeah, and with the health refill, Dwarf shouldn't be a problem.
Missed the one cycle.
That looked good to me. I'm kind of surprised that didn't work.
Patched.
Yep. Oh, it looks like Emily didn't do Morifier. Kind of interesting. Wait, does she have her boomerang? I don't think she does, but...
I mean, if she does and we just missed tracking it, that would probably explain why she walked past the grotto.
That would be a good explanation. I didn't see it in the corner of her pause menu there, though, so... Oh. Okay. Can't fail this again. This would be a situation where I'd buffer this trick. I'd say Emily's biggest mistake here. There was execution issues, but you can't really, fault yourself too much for that. But as far as routing goes, I'd say that she just spent too much time. She was too meticulous, full clearing every dungeon when she was essentially in go mode.
The detour for Zelda cost her a lot as well.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's really where they kind of diverged as far as progress. Dotzo didn't take long to clear Shadow at all, and she headed over to Ice Cavern to get the song.
Dang. Yep. I undershot my estimate just by a little bit.
I was really close. I guess 232, 233. All right.
Yeah, you got 232 if you got it. GG.
Okay. She's not actually that far behind.
She's not, but Boomerang locks her entire seed, which could be problematic.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like if she had Boomerang, It would just be go back child, do Jabu, get your light arrows from the frogs, and finish.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
How you feeling about that one?
That was weird.
Yeah.
Like,
All dungeons seem at the last moment. Like, of the, what? Like, 9 possible checks that light arrows could be locked behind Song of Storms?
3.
3?
4. Frogs 2, which we knew about. Frogs and the 2 grottos. Because I did bottom of the well.
Does Frogs 2
not even
actually...
Frogs 2 isn't actually locked by Frogs 1 in
It is.
Randomizer.
It is?
Yep, it is.
Yeah, so,
I thought it's changed.
So what did you think when you spent so much time in Child, then finally did Deku, and went Adult and just found every item you needed?
So the scale was what pointed me to a ton of Child, just because the routing worked out.
Yeah.
Past that, I knew I was going to do Deku before I did Adult, so that's why I was manipulating time of day. Stupid bridge.
River by Night.
Yeah. But yeah, Deku was stacked. And it was funny because of the items that were in it, I could kind of guess what dungeons I needed to do. Like, dens. All right, well, I need to go to Shadow.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I feel like I never get those cues in, like, Accessible, but in Glitched, I kind of feel the cues from what items I get to what's actually in the logic more. Probably because you don't have to follow the logic as rigidly.
Yeah, to me it's kind of... I think it's easier to read what's required here because less is required.
Exactly.
It sort of makes sense, kind of, in my head. But it's like, Accessible, it's like, okay, Dense Fire, well, I might have to do Shadow, but I also need Strength, and CL, and Magic, and like just all of these other items that you basically just kind of ignore it.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was interesting, though, because, like, once you found Mirror Shield, you were essentially in go mode.
Yeah, I was still looking for ZL because of Shadow, and that's kind of why I did all the songs that I was doing. And I basically narrowed it down to Serenade before I started even checking songs, just as, like, you know, this looks like it's the thing and all of that kind of stuff. And I did the same for Song of Storms. I was like, Song of Storms, Way of the Hero. Okay, well, Fire's Way of the Hero, and I have a hammer, and I have iron boots, and like, it's probably all dungeons.
Yeah, that was very fun. Like, what was your plan going into Shadow? Like, were you just gonna do old boat skip if the chest was small?
I was gonna try, and then if it failed, just go get CL, since I knew where it was at that point.
Yeah, Emily didn't know boat skip, so that was something that definitely contributed.
Yeah,
And
she seemed... Her big issue, I think, was that she decided to... Two things, really. She decided to full clear Forest, which actually, she was quite a ways ahead, because she, like, rushed Deku and then just went Adult, found everything. She was essentially in go mode, like, 40 minutes in. But she was a little too thorough in her dungeon checks, I think. Like, she did all of Forest, rather than... Like, you gained, like, 11 to 12 minutes by just rushing Phantom Ganon. Any reason why you decide to, like, be so thorough in Spirit?
It wasn't about thorough, it was that I needed a key.
Oh, right. Yeah, because, like, yeah, if you, like, Spirit Hover, there's a chance, like, those, the invisible chests and the one Mirror Shield chest won't have a key.
Right.
that makes sense.
And now, of course, dotzo, I always have to give you a little bit of flack for your iron knuckle fight. You cut the corner pretty close there.
I got hit. That's bullshit. I got hit and then had to scramble.
Oh yeah, like that chew usage on Knuckles and Shadow Trial really kind of bit you.
I'm mad about Shadow Trial. I'm so mad. I realized during the second hover halfway through, I'm like, I have fire arrows and I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised because like going into Shadow Trial, I'm always like, okay, like literally all I'm thinking about is like, do I have long shot or fire arrows?
Right.
You know, like that's all that's on my mind. But yeah, like, because what I was thinking at the time was that light arrows were going to be in Fire Temple. So
yeah, because we had that fire wave, the hero hint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, fire, they're in fire. And that's why we got Megaton Hammer and Shadow Temple. Like, they're in Magia Heart Piece or something.
I was actually thinking Light Trial or Double Defense because of the gold gauntlets in Spirit.
Yep.
Yeah, we kind of said something around the lines of the same thing.
Yeah, because I was thinking, like, with all those chews you used in Shadow Trial and on Knuckles, like, if light arrows were on one of the 3 checked locked by Pierre, you'd have been kind of in trouble there.
Yeah, I can do that hover with bombs. It's not that big a deal.
I mean, it's like 13 hovers.
That's enough. I had 20.
Say so. But yeah, so Emily found Longshot in one of the South Hyrule Field Grottos. I think the one under the boulder.
Probably the one I died on.
Yes. Yeah, we didn't actually, like, say a whole lot about that, because I think Emily was doing something at the time, but yeah.
Oh man, I hope I don't die. Dies.
Yeah, so currently what's happening on Emily's side is she's still looking for Boomerang. She just has she skipped over Shield Grave a whole bunch.
Yeah, she kind of had some weird routing. She when she went adult, she kind of just ignored Kakariko checks, like even Windmill, and just went straight for DC.
Yeah, like she got Song of Storms check like on her way to Shadow.
Weird.
Looks like she might have figured.
Maybe. I don't know if she's done Dampe yet.
Yeah, if she hasn't done Dampe, you think that.
Yeah. So, looking forward in this tournament, how's the rest of your pool going? Are there any matches left?
Nope, this was the last one.
Okay. What's your final placement now?
I think I should be first in my
you will be placed first seed.
Nice. Were there any forfeits in your pool?
We have a blank spot, so yeah, I think there was one. Or it was just, no, I think it just started with 4.
Yeah, you guys only had 4 in your pool.
Oh, and there is one more, it's Bo,
Emily, Mike, and you.
Yeah, me and Mike already did ours.
It's a pretty stacked pool.
Yeah, me, Mike, and Bo. And Emily's no slouch either, but yeah, that was a surprising pull to be put in.
I mean, yeah, Emily's got, like, bingo, no I am wrong background.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the glitches that she does know are insanely, like she was doing unbuffered, was it ground clip for Spirit?
Yeah. Just a couple of things like not knowing the new boat skip and stuff that really cost her, because she had to detour all the way to Ice Cavern and then do Shadow like through the old no I am wrong warp method, like riding the boat and stuff.
Yeah, what she does know, the execution is great, but she's just lacking on a little bit of comprehensive stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many matches we have left in the qualifiers at all. There's still Exodus versus Consultant, I think. That's scheduled.
Exodus versus Consultant. Runner Guy's Pools isn't completely full. Glitchy still has two more.
Yep.
One against Aster, one against Frost, and then after this, Emily and Bofrost will.
Yeah, Glitchy's pretty tied up with the accessible tournament at the moment, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you also made the accessible tournament.
Yeah, I did.
How are you feeling about that?
I don't know. My match is Thursday. I don't know how I feel about it.
Who's it against?
Cacao.
He's one of the French ones, right?
Yeah.
I don't know much about the French one. There's like a bunch. Yeah, the thing is, this season there's like a bunch of French players that, because they've been like doing an absurd amount of randomizers, like.
Yeah, Marco's basically given up on 100 and is just purely a rando streamer now.
Is he like actually like, I'm never going back to speedrunning, or is it just like I want to do well in this tournament? Right?
Yeah, he's just been practicing the fool out of Randomizer.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine he
Hundo in so long.
Yeah, I imagine he can't be happy about his placement in the last tournament.
Yeah, it's his kind of validation. And you can't blame the man, you know, if you're not happy with, you know, the way you placed last tournament, then, you know, putting in a whole lot of work is, you know, you can't blame him.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the head-to-head matchup sheet for last season. I think Marco and Juke had like 9 races together. This time they had 90.
Jeez.
Full completed randomizer races in the past like 3 or 4 months.
Oh yeah, they were going hard. There was like, I remember it was like every day for like 2 months straight. It was just the midday European accessible race. Yeah,
like I thought I played a lot of rando, like especially in the summer. I like played probably like more than 4 a week, like July. I'm like, wow, this is a lot of rando. But like my SRL pages go like, for Ocarina of Time hacks, go like 8 pages deep, I think. I think Marco's was like 16 or something like that.
So many races.
It's like, man, like just like seeds must just go like in one year out the other at that point.
Yeah, I watched 3 on Sunday, and my head hurt just from watching it, not even playing.
I used to be able to remember like every seed I played. I was like, oh yeah, that's the seed with light arrows on big pose. Back when that was a thing. Oh yeah, Emily's in the graveyard. Is she gonna find her boomerang? Maybe. Hopefully.
She did Dampe and walked right past that. She worried.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad, because clear that, like, unless she has the IRC minimized, I'd imagine that she just wants to finish. But, like, when the item's in a location that you're probably not gonna check because you think you already got it. Tough. Alright. Yeah, she's not getting it. It's too bad.
That's rough. She was a few steps away from it when she warped away. So she has to think that she checked it already.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've all been in this situation. Like, the item you're missing is just in a place that you thought you checked and just never find it.
Shoutouts to Dampe.
Yeah.
Might find out what that way of the hero.
Yeah, it's either letter or silvers. Or it would be golds when she gets it. But...
Yeah, my bet probably has to go. I'm probably gonna put it on Naruto's letter.
Yeah, you still need Ruto's in logic for ZL access. It's a good bet. We don't know what's in, like, Deep Shadow Temple either. Glitched Rando is hard.
Different. Very different.
Yeah, it just... When a seed goes bad, it just feels impossible. Like... Oh! There's that. There's the letter.
Good call.
So yeah, you finished the seed without a bottle or ZL. It's kind of interesting.
I almost did it without hover boots.
Yeah, you actually... You ran over, like, all the Lost Woods checks, like, on your way to Minuet. And just, like... That's, like, literally your hover boots and iron boots.
Yeah. Yeah, it was basically just, like, rush songs, just to hope it's, you know, ZL's not in a stupid spot. Turns out it was in a stupid spot.
Yeah.
But then once I was like, okay, it's not Minuet. Because if ZL was on Minuet, I would have done Shadow without hovers. And Spirit as well, which would have been interesting, because Child side had the key.
Yeah.
Pull out the obscure Child side without hover boots strats.
You pull that off. Like, you have to do something like the crawl space skip they do in 100%, right?
Hess clip into the pillar and then mega flip through the load into the room. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I gotta say is it seemed like you were, like, well prepared for pretty much any situation that Glitched Rando could throw at you. Because there's, like, a lot of, like, for example, Emily not knowing boat skip, like, cost her, like, having to do Ice Cavern. It's just, like, one little trick that you don't know, and then, like, all of a sudden you're losing minutes compared to your opponent who does know the trick.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the hard things about knowing the wrong word, because there's not a list of expected tricks. You know, like Accessible, there's like, okay, well, there's these expected tricks that you need to know. These are what's allowed. This isn't allowed, so you don't have to learn that. And all the tricks that you might have to learn that your opponents probably know are, you know, either in a list somewhere on the resources page, or, you know, expected, and that's something that I Am Wrong Warp doesn't have. You know, it doesn't have, you should probably know, low skip to enter this tournament. What you know is what you know, and that's kind of part of the competition of it.
Yeah. Do you know how to do the hover bootsless boat skip?
I don't. I know it exists.
I saw ZFG do it when he was doing the like Brawl demo, bongo RTA.
Oh, dude, that was awesome.
So yeah, it's like
Vanilla bongo RTA skips hover boots that are in the room that you both skip in.
I know.
How dumb is that? Yeah, I'm gonna save these 8 seconds not getting this item that would save way more time.
Yep. Yeah, it's like Glitched Rando can be like an arms race, just who learns the more ridiculous trick. The thing about like hover bootsless boat skip is like literally Glitched Rando is the only thing that's ever gonna be useful in. Like no one's ever gonna do that in a bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is why bingo runners have, you know, such an advantage. People like Runner Guy taking first in his group is because they have just kind of tricks that no one ever needs in a speedrun. Nobody never needs in, you know, anything else, but it's occasionally useful in bingo. And with the tricks that he does know and that aren't really, you know, organized, have a setup, he can take those tricks, hovering, super, and stuff like that to kind of do some on-the-fly stuff that we saw in Runner Guy School.
It was kind of interesting, like if I didn't execute so horribly during my race against Runner Guy, that pool would have been a 3-way tie.
Yeah, go ahead and pour one out for JFM Splitter.
Yeah. I got a new one though, it's all good. The thing I was using before was, in like the mid-2000s, they made these like AVI component things where you can just like press a button and switch between like your Xbox and your PlayStation.
Yes.
And I basically like just used that as a splitter. And it worked for some reason. But it like the ports just ended up crapping out eventually. So I had to get a real splitter. And play off OBS for like a week.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Not even Amarek OBS.
Yeah. Like I can do Amarek sometimes if it's behaving itself, but
Yeah.
OBS is just the worst.
Weird audio issues.
Yeah, well the way I
Get up.
yeah, I just have like OBS volume turned down when I stream. Cause like so that I'm not hearing my game audio twice.
Or your OBS outputs the same sound that it's picking up. Yeah, that's weird.
That's interesting. Mine hijacks the Amarek audio, so I listen through OBS.
Yeah, I like see I like set all my settings for this stuff years ago, and I'm just like scared to touch it
Yeah, same.
in case something breaks.
OBS hasn't updated yet. Nope.
Yep.
I tried doing Streamlabs OBS. It's just OBS with a fancy skin.
Yeah, I tried downloading Streamlabs and it
If
need
anything,
me
it's
to-
just more.
yeah, it told me I needed Windows 10 and I'm like, eh.
Are you on Windows 8?
I'm on Windows 7.
Oh boy.
Oh, a big chest.
As much as I love Windows 7, it's getting outdated. Blue Fire.
Oh yeah.
I tried Streamlabs, and then it was like, yeah, what is Amarek? And then just deleted it immediately.
Source
Yeah.
not found. Nope.
Yeah.
Nice bomb bag 40. Yeah, Deku with like bomb bag, hookshot, Dins.
Choose.
Were
Oh, no,
there
those
chews in
are-
Deku?
No, I had them before. I
Oh
got
yeah,
them
that was
before.
really cool. How your route worked out to get chews.
Yeah.
Oh, I could get that. I could get those chews if I had the boomerang. Oh, I'll just go in this grave and get them.
Yeah, I was gonna plant the bean and come back as a toll. Just like,
Yeah.
oh no, here's your boomerang. It's like, all right, thanks, game.
Yeah, that crate heart piece has been having items a lot lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's been a pretty good item in that, or I guess a major item in that almost probably the last 4 or 5 races I've commentated.
Like I've been used to in the like 4.0 days to just like be able to do the C-up thing and then ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and then like, oh, it's actually an item. I have to remember how to do the janky hookshot jump here that I haven't done in however long.
Yeah, the No I Am the Wrong Word Bliss Rando tournament would be a lot different if we were playing on 3.0.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Like, you know, not being able to do freestanding models, chess size matches content wouldn't.
Well, I know you love chess size matches contents.
It's so good.
Thank you.
I wish it was chess styles, not just contents. We didn't have to deal with the weird size issues, but
Yeah.
I'll take being able to see what a chest is.
Or at least maybe like have an option to, you know, for those cases, like make Shadow hover boots chest always big.
I don't even care about that. It's mostly other like janky stuff, like having to move the spirit compass so you can still hook shot it, and the fact that you can jump over the boulders in the boulder maze if the middle chest is big. Like, it's just a weird crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I was still not a fan. Like even when we were trying, was it accessible? We were trying that in for a bit, or was it NMG?
I think it was NMG. We turned it on.
Yeah. Yeah, but NMG had clipping banned, so it didn't matter for both skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still wasn't a fan at the time. That was also mostly because like it wasn't even always accurate. Like the ones in grottos weren't randomized or weren't fixed, right?
Yeah, and then like the diving minigame and the bow chest.
Who does the NMG tournaments?
NMG is dead.
Yeah, it's been dead since pretty much since Sydney lost interest in Randomizer. That was kind of her baby.
Mm-hmm. And Apache tried to do something.
Yeah.
Nothing ever caught on. There's the meme rule set, name G.
Well, name G is actually
enhancing glitches.
I just love that you say it like NAMG. Like that just makes the name so much better.
Yeah.
Like I've seen people call it like Namug.
No.
I'm like no. Other big chest. But yeah, like I think it's best for like just glitched randomizer rule set, just be as open as possible.
Yeah, and you could allow like RBA and wrong warps and stuff, but
you definitely could. It's really just BA that's broken.
It's broken. I guess if you did open door, it'd be fine. I was thinking because of stick on B, but we have that banned anyway.
Yeah, it would be a little bit interesting to just see like a no wrong or glitch tournament to be able to. Oh well, I don't have what's one of the things you can. I don't have Goron.
The boomerang.
Yeah, the boomerang.
It is really fun because you just go back and forth from the template time. Like, I need the boomerang now. I need the hammer now.
You could just you could always RBA lens, so you have an extra bottle on your lens slot.
I remember the no logic we did a while back. It was like Mitos had bottle and broken Goron sword.
Perfect. All the things.
Go, Mike.
Like, yes.
Yeah, instantly.
And that was like arrows on light arrow cutscene. Like, oh great. And then Fire Temple had no small keys.
Oh,
And
God.
you had to do like the all dungeons no doors boss key skip method, where you had to like or whatever.
You don't learn that.
Yeah.
It's weird though, because I think we have out of bounds hovers with choose band because it crashes on N64.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
You have to do that boss key skip with bombs only.
Huh. They'll crash on emulator too, right?
Yeah.
Bombs won't. Choose will.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, because because the ass was done on emulator, obviously, so they had to do things.
Well, you could change the plugin and it wouldn't crash, I think. That might just be again.
Yeah, I think key sanity is the way to go on no logic, actually. It's like just getting locked out of keys in dungeons is so dumb.
Oh, I turned it on. I turned everything on. It takes me like 12 hours in like 4 settings.
I haven't done one. I don't think I've done one since the one we did. That was a while ago now.
Yeah, I've
It was
done
probably
2.
back in like 2.0 days.
I've done 2. The first one had the fire boss key on Volvagia. So, required the case code. And it was short keys, so I had to do the Furor's Wind dive past the second door.
Yeah, that's the one we played.
Yeah. And then I've done an all sanity one. I think it was on 3.0 dev, and I found like a ton of bugs, so that was fun.
I also
So
just
it's-
haven't been playing Randomizer that much in general lately.
Yeah, same.
Whenever I do play Randomizer anymore, it's usually multi-world. I'm actually a really big fan of multi-world.
I want to try give multi-world at least one chance, but like emulate.
Yeah, I mean, I have an N64 controller with a May Flash adapter, so it's not a huge
Yeah.
deal for me.
It's just when the practice ROM came out, it's like everyone wanted to be like, okay, I never have to play on emulator ever again.
Yeah,
Then multi-world becomes a thing.
but like if you have the right settings, and BizHawk actually isn't a horrible. I'm actually a really big fan of BizHawk as opposed to something like Project 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
We started to get
either,
frustrated.
yeah. Have either of you tried a MM Rando yet?
No.
No, I don't know enough about MM.
I avoid ROM hacks of ROM hacks.
I've done 4 attempts so far and haven't finished one.
Yeah, but I don't know enough about MM. It's the same reason I haven't played A Link to the Past Randomizer. I don't know enough about that game.
Yeah, that's the same there. I used to do MM 100% 2016. But, like, yeah, it's just like, I feel like you really need to know glitches for that one. Because it's like the whole game is made of skull mask tier checks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's all masks.
Yeah, it's just like you know how in Ocarina of Time you just like go to Mido's house and you just have 4 items right there to get you started. It's
Mhm.
nothing like that in MM. Like the closest thing is the cave where you find the Lens of Truth. There's like 3
yeah.
chests in there. Everything
Isn't that
else
the
is
first
just
place? Isn't that the first place was it 1 A press or 1 pause goes?
yeah, 1 pause rushes Lens. The first
Uh,
equip in 1 pause is like Ocarina in Lens.
I need to watch that again. All I remember of that run is the Lens first, and then the upside down stone tower Poe hover.
Yeah.
Just like,
And,
what is happening?
every time, like, I think back about that run, I've, like, watched it, like, maybe 3 times over the years. I'm always like, how did they do Zora eggs again?
So, hello, Emily.
That was before Equip Swap, too. Oh, hello, Emily.
Yeah, Emily joined.
Yo, the Poe retarget.
So, what do you think about the run?
I think the seed is like the planets aligning to be the stupidest possible combination.
You wanna
of
know
things
where
to mess
Boomerang
me up.
is?
I do not know where Boomerang is.
Do you want to?
Sure.
Shield Grave Chest, Kakariko.
I skipped it. No, I was doing CAC, and I for some reason forgot that. No.
Yeah.
No, we were screaming through the commentaries like, no, you're doing.
I walked
Denpei,
right past there when I
digging
did
through her.
that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Do you,
Like, the instant I didn't have
Happens.
Boomerang, I think I lost. So
Yeah.
I just, like, went straight to DC because I told myself I was gonna dungeon rush.
You were actually ahead for quite a while, because you did commit to dungeon rushing pretty early on, and Dotzo was child for a while, so you were making good progress because the seed rewarded dungeon rushing so heavily. But doing all of Forest lost you a lot of time. As did what else? Oh yeah, having to go to Ice Cavern for ZL.
I didn't wanna, because the Megaton Hammer was in the chest to do boat skip. I just don't want to like commit to Shadow Temple without Nocturne and have it require ZL because we can't do boat skip.
Yeah.
You can set back up.
Why am I here? This is not. I went to go to Lost Woods and then I went the other direction.
Yeah, I'm honestly like just super scared of like, because I don't know what I'd do in the situation where like I don't have ZL and it's the small chest for boat skip. Like I don't know what I'd do.
Old boat skip.
I never learned that.
Oh, come on.
I learned it, but then I forgot.
Old boat skip is that's a rough trip.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know, like the idea of learning old boat skip just for glitched randomizer, I don't know.
I pulled up Fig's tutorial after I played Nocturne one time.
Oh
like,
god.
Oh, here we go. 50-50.
I need to be child, don't I?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I lost all my marbles.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised you were being as thorough in dungeons as you were, considering you were kind of like in go mode-ish, like after getting Mirror Shield in DC.
I mean, I didn't have Megaton Hammer for the longest time, and we had a hint that Fire Temple was way up the hero. So
Right.
that was a big part of it.
Which
And
ended up
also,
being
like, I've
really
just
easy.
skipped checks, and like one of them was hover boots, and that lost me a good like 30 minutes because I had to do shadow without hovers. So stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really tough making those calls, and you have so many more choices in this compared to like accessible or glitchless.
Yeah.
It's just
Light arrows are really scary because they just kind of like spring up on you when the whole game's open. you can pretty much do anything you want.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a lot of game to check.
Yeah, this light arrow location was ridiculous. Like, even like typically when light arrows are storms locked, like just means bottom of the well. Like that's where what, like some like 12 of the 15 Song of Storms checks are.
12.
Yeah.
12 of 16. Literally 3/4.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an insane amount.
So, like, yeah, this, light arrows, like, it's not really a whole lot worse places they could be.
No.
But this seed would have been a lot worse if Hammer was, I don't know, in the spike ceiling room in Shadow.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if you had to go on a hammer hunt.
Yikes.
I was really scared it was going to be in Shadow because I used up a key, so I'm like probably locked out of one of the rooms.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No, you can't get locked out of rooms. Because you can go
Even if
backwards.
you do the clip to the boat early?
Yeah, you just have to go backwards. And scum keys, possibly.
Well, that door's locked too. One to like the double Gibdo room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking of glitched logic, because in the way I wrote it, all the doors require 5 keys because of that.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually funny that like glitch logic would actually have to add more constraints to key usage.
It does in Shadow. In Spirit, every door needs 2 keys, except the one to the boss key area, which needs 5. Because Spirit Temple.
Yeah, the Spirit Temple logic is like maybe in the middle of a seed you can piece together something that like gets you through Spirit super efficiently. You understand the logic there, but not for me.
Nice.
I'm not Rob
Why
Dog.
have
I don't understand Spirit logic.
What was that?
I'm not Rob Dog. I don't understand Spirit logic.
Oh, yeah. It's cool that Rob Dog's racing now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's the end of your pool, right?
Yeah.
Exodus and... Oh, they're not in our pool. Never mind. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike Katz and Bofrost still have a tournament, but that would be the last one.
Did they? I thought they did theirs.
No, they still got one more. Or if they did it, then they haven't reported it yet.
It's top
no,
3
yeah.
advance, right?
Yeah. So depending on if Bofrost loses tomorrow against Mike Katz, both of you and Mike Katz will advance. But if Bo wins, then I'm not quite sure what
Yeah,
happens.
three-way tie.
I said we had to do a
Yeah.
tie race.
How do tiebreakers work?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Ties to reach top 3 will be broken via a tiebreaker race between all tied participants.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I have bugs. Where did my bugs go? Oh, I got rid of them for fairy, duh.
Oh yeah, the Dotzo ended up finishing this without a bottle.
Nice. I just like YOLO pulled them and
No bottle strats for Ganon.
Yeah, luckily the no IM practice paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottle is like actually really useful with Dungeon Skulls randomized, because if you can do Doom Jump, then like you can get the Alcove Sculptula, hover
Yeah.
boots. I haven't seen anyone do the old percent hover boots recoil thing in tournament yet. I might have just missed it though.
I know how, it just doesn't come up.
Yeah.
It's funny because like you were talking about like what makes this unique and how like bingo players have an advantage and like maybe hundo runners as well. But I don't think the advantage is knowing a lot of strats. I think the advantage is knowing of a lot. Because there's like a ton of strat I know exists, but haven't done it yet, or haven't done it in like 4 years because I needed it once for a puzzle. Like, but the ability to go find it and then do it on the fly, I think, is huge.
Yeah, stuff like... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that seems impossible, but actually is, like... I guess it's not really applicable to this, but like the jumps to the heart pieces in Zora's River.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you wouldn't think you can make those jumps, but you can.
Yeah, and especially like having a really good just execution of like fundamental stuff. So mega backflips, hovering, and stuff like that. ESS turning is always good. Stuff like that really contributes to being able to put together a setup on the fly that maybe you haven't practiced or you had to Google mid-race. So it would be the first time that that's happened this tournament.
Yeah, shoutouts to the floor spikes in the water pre-boss room for lagging the crap out of the game, even on VC.
Yeah, you got kind of owned by your Chew use, not just by
oh yeah,
like. Yeah, because I'm guessing you were like, I'm just gonna do the old method because I only have 2 bombs.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh yeah, I used all my Chews on Knuckles.
Because Knuckles trolled me again.
They're just jerks, man. I don't like the Knuckles.
Oh, come on, you know I love you.
It's only happens when you're on the restream.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I've gotten my share of that too.
I feel real embarrassed filing statue climb as many times as I did.
Oh yeah, it's how familiar are you with that trick?
I learned it for the new I Am Wrong Warp route.
Yep.
Because I guess it's faster now with the new like BK skip. But then, like, I've only done that for like a month, and I stopped running it around January.
Yeah. Yeah, the setup you were doing seemed a little different than the one I usually know of. Because I learned it for Hundo first, and you do it with, like, broken stick, so you have to do, like, a jump slash as part of the setup to break the stick.
I do 1.0 100%, so...
Oh yeah, your N64 Master Race. Yeah, so like the old method of that, like it aren't there supposed to be 2 frames where you can jump slash into the little hole thing?
Yeah.
The second one you have to do a second jump slash.
Is that what it is?
I forgot what you're supposed to do after you get on top, so I was like awkwardly trying to hookshot extend, and it was a mess.
Yeah, you can usually just kind of just walk up left for a little bit and then hookshot extend. It'll usually work. I know there's also like kind of some kind of recoil thing you can do to get right in the right spot, but
turn up right, side out to left, and then pull the hookshot down. I think that's what most people are doing these days. I just do the walk up because I sat and I tried to find setups to like get that without it being stupid. And it was just like, yeah, I'll walk up for like 2 steps and then extend the hookshot down left works. So whatever.
Yeah.
Good enough.
I got owned.
I got lucky.
Yeah, honestly, like, if it weren't for that boomerang, if you found that a little earlier, this race was actually very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like, if you had, because Dotzo he just skipped right to Phantom Ganon, whereas he did all of Forest. Like, if you both just skipped right to Phantom Ganon and you didn't miss the boomerang, this would have been a very close race.
It sucks that like Forest is so slow.
Yeah, I think it's best to just do the courtyard area. Like if you're in there looking for items.
And then just not go any further.
Yeah, and not going further until you're getting desperate. Cause like I think, cause you also gotta look at it like this. Like if you're racing 1v1 against an opponent, you have to think about, is this a spot they're likely to check? And if it's not, then it's kind of like insurance against like if there is something good there. Because then you know that if you do end up having to go back there, you can just do it later. Because, yeah, I don't know if anyone who really like will always full clear Forest in this. It seems like people either rush Phantom Ganon or just do the courtyard.
I do it for Win Hero, but yeah, it's
Oh yeah. Well, that's different.
I'm bummed the elevator is down by default.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't do the.
Pose to check the basement.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually like, it's pretty relevant in this too, because the Skulltula is also
Yeah, 2 checks.
Yeah. I just don't really know of like a good solution for that though. Like I guess just always have the elevator be functional, be the thing to do. But then that also messes. Yeah.
Yeah, that messes with key logic.
It messes with accessible too. So I don't know, maybe it could be a setting or something.
Well, what we could do, because we're kind of debating the same thing for Ganondorf, where so that open bridge wasn't stupid. Like you could have open bridge, open trials, but he's immune until you get whatever the requirement is to put trials back into the randomizer.
Or you could make it so like the light arrow cutscene is rigged to always give the Ganon boss key.
You'd have to make the light arrow cutscene change to like all medallions or whatever the requirement is.
Yeah, that's true. Could be interesting. Because I do miss seeing trials action.
Mm-hmm.
You do get a little bit of it in this tournament, but remember the 1.0 days where you had to clear trials every single seed? And I actually kind of liked that, because it was like, okay, been a long seed, been a lot of mistakes, but this like a chance to kind of just be like, okay, let's just play well and save some time, you know?
I dislike that because of light arrows. Because they can be literally anywhere in the game. Having the hint is really, really useful.
Yeah, that the light arrow hint's a game changer.
I actually thought about like halfway through this seed, I was like, man, if this is all dungeons, it'd be really good to know right now. I could just hover to the castle and just check the hint and come back later.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
I want to do that just once.
There's a lot of things on like the bucket list for glitched rando, I think. Like I was happy I was able to do Doom Jump on the restream. Not that that's too hard to make happen, but yeah.
My ultimate is unloaded shadow, or not shadow, unloaded statue climb in spirit.
Yeah, I know you're talking about that. So what exactly does that entail? What would need to happen to make
Spirit
it good?
hover, kill the Anubis and the Beamos to unlock the door, clip through the locked door, and then in the unloaded room do statue climb blind.
So you do this if you didn't have a key in the 3 chests that Spirit Hover gives you access to?
Yeah. And for some reason couldn't do the lower half.
Okay.
Which, like, that's why it's on the stupid bucket list, because you can do both child side as adult, child side as child, and adult side with anything. Always.
Yeah.
Unless the key is in the compass chest, I guess, and like ZL's on Ocarina of Time. Like some stupid convoluted way.
That was a cool camera.
Are you still finishing?
Yeah.
Cool. Not sure when they... Oh yeah, you're at Ganon. Yeah, I'm not sure when they want us to, like, cut the restream. Yeah. So... Good games, you two? Yeah, I like talking about Rando, even though I don't play as much these days.
The technical side really, I really find interesting.
Yeah, it's also like Glitch Rando is still kind of like the meta really isn't like figured out the way it is for accessible now.
Yeah, it's not as developed.
Yeah, like I remember in
Wild West still, which is fun.
Yeah, like I remember in the early accessible days where just like being able to do lensless wasteland was a big advantage.
Yeah. That's still a big advantage.
It's all about reverse wasteland now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
or the hookshot extension across the bridge before it was
Yeah, when that was like, ooh, start doing this. Like when I like learned that, I was like, this is probably bad. Like it's probably never really gonna be good. Then there were like a bunch of seeds in the tournament where it was like super important.
Yeah.
And then like I remember like because watching Glitchymon do it, and he like failed it like 5 times. And I'm like, man, Glitchymon used to be second place in 100%. It's like, if he's having trouble with this, how can we expect like noob accessible racers to learn this, you know?
Yeah.
So that was like why I was like for the ban. But yeah, so like that's what's kind of cool about this is like in this tournament is just like that it's a reason for the glitched randomizer metagame to get pushed.
Yeah, I'm not going to discuss my meta, but I have a method that I think is working, so...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you haven't exactly lost, so... It's not failing.
Whatever I'm doing isn't working. Not sure what it is, though.
Yeah, I think yours is just a couple of small oversights and a really weird scenario with you playing off of OBS. Oh my god.
Yeah, even still, like, I don't know. Like, I think I probably made a mistake not like checking the Gold Gauntlet's fairy fountain sooner and doing like 3 dungeons instead.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't have Gold Gauntlets, so...
Well, I actually did is the thing.
Oh, in that case, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see when brackets come. I can figure some stuff out. Or just play it by the seat of my pants, like I have been. Just like, oh yeah, I need to learn how to do this trick right now. Alright. Looks like
Emily dropped out of here.
Yep, it's probably a good time to start wrapping up this call.
Yeah.
So
So with that, have anything left? Oh.
All right. Good luck in both tournaments, Dotzo.
Thank you.
Yep. And with that, I wish everybody a good night. And if anybody has anything else to say, interrupt me. Definitely go follow the. I'm smart. There we go.
Yep.
Both Dotzo and Emily, really talented runners. Know a lot more than me. With that, I wish you.
See you all later.
No.